You guys know the meme that Nub started with his YouTube titles where it's like, players are not happy because of blank, players are rioting because of blank. Today's kind of not a meme, to be honest with you, because people are actually kind of angry. We want more pizza slices. YouTuber things. If you want pizza slices now, treat my subscribe button as a get pizza slices button. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to switch it up. Gotta do YouTuber things every now and again. Trying to do my best to get to 800,000 subs, which is right around the corner. As you guys can see, we have 23.9% subscribed and 76.1% not subscribed who watch my channel. So if you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe. All right, so why don't we catch you guys up to speed here? There's quite the interesting dilemma going on with the release of this brand new Pizza Planet event, it's safe to say. We ended up posting a video yesterday, 2 days ago, at the point that I'm recording this video, or when you guys are watching this, talking about a very bizarre glitch going on with the pizza slices. The thumbnail is not a joke in that video that we made. There was an individual, a more extreme example, but someone had 66,000 pizza slices at the beginning of the event. It was some sort of strange interaction with the Krusty Cash that we had during the SpongeBob event that spilled over, I believe, into the Pizza Planet shop. So I think if you had leftover Krusty Cash, it converted into pizza slices. Don't know how individuals got that many, 66,000. I do want to point out that person ended up winning a crazy gem giveaway that happened some time ago with a community event, and he had like 1,000,000 gems, so I'm sure he bought a crap ton of Krusty Cash. I don't know. But that's besides the point. There were a ton of individuals who had smaller amounts, but still a substantial amount of pizza slices to be able to get a good amount of stuff in the Pizza Planet shop. I mean, if you had like 3,000 or 4,000 on the first day, you should have been able to afford most of the offers in your shop and get a bunch of skins and all that stuff, which is the majority of the reason why people are a little bit frustrated here. So with that being said, we kind of understood when stuff like this happens in the Brawl Stars community, the dev team normally compensate us, right? The dev team most of the time are really generous, and I feel like once you get used to that generosity, you kind of expect things, which, hey, that's just how things happen when you get used to a community. However, people are a little bit disappointed with what they ended up giving us for compensation and how it actually worked, because there's some weird interactions that happened that I think that they weren't necessarily thinking of. But taking a look at the tweet that came out 10 hours ago at the point that I'm recording this video, or yesterday when you guys are watching this video. Maintenance. The maintenance ended up rolling out. Number one, the arcade contest should now be working for everyone, including players who are stuck. So that was something that we covered in yesterday's video. But number two, everyone's pizza slices will be reset to 0 after maintenance ends. This is important, okay? But let's move on before we discuss that topic. Number three, but there's compensation for the players who started the event with 0 pizza slices before the maintenance. Number four, the compensation is 300 pizza slices, and due to the high amount of players getting this compensation, it might take up to a few days to arrive on your account. It'll be delivered directly to your inbox. You'll see a notification appear when it arrives. 5, players who bought pizza slices for gems from the shop will also be able to claim them again from the shop. Additional information. Players who started the event already with some pizza slices and have spent more than 300 of them in the Pizza Planet shop won't be compensated, as they already got a head start. That's pretty crazy for some of the people who spent like 3,000 or 4,000. This issue happened because of the pizza slices were replaced with a Krusty Cash. We already kind of knew that. We might have another maintenance later on or next week to fix major issues related to the event. We are sorry about the experience, but hopefully the event will run smoothly after today. Just to kind of break down the sentiment overall about this post, we'll take a look at some of the comments over here on Twitter, but then we'll discuss a bit more over on Reddit. But taking a look at a tweet here from Chosen ends up saying, bro, what? Many people got more than 1,000. We have Code Pan saying, I speak for the entire community when I say that we need 3,000 slices as compensation. Oh no. Nubs memeing. Everyone, when you say 300 instead of 3 million. I think this is a good kind of overall in like a respectable way, rather than just being like super bent on it over on Reddit like some posts are. But BSN ends up saying the compensation is nice, but I feel like it's still kind of unfair. Some people started with thousands of pizza slices and bought everything in the Pizza Planet shop. Others started with thousands of slices and didn't abuse the bug because they thought people who did would actually get punished. And honestly, I feel very bad about saying that in yesterday's video, because sometimes punishments do happen when you abuse currency bugs in inside of the game. Obviously, if I known this was going to be the outcome, I would have advised you guys to spend all of your pizza that you had on your account from the rollover of Krusty Cash, but we just didn't know that. So it just feels kind of bad on both sides, you know what I mean? All right, checking back in here the next day, we actually have an update, a response from the Brawl Stars dev team 3 hours ago, now at the point that I'm recording this video. So for context, move forward throughout the rest of this video with that in mind, where the Ray that was talking didn't know about this, but the majority of the video is just taking a look at what the sentiment inside the community is, so it still should make sense. But to update you guys on what the dev team said. It is a pretty dang long post, so we're going to summarize as best as possible so we're not stuck here for a very long time during the video. But the first major point in these couple paragraphs is a discussion about how long it's going to take for those free 300 pizza slices to be in your inbox. They said it could have took up to 20 days to complete for everyone to get that compensation, but they're aiming for next Thursday, January 9th. And then on top of that, the 250 pizza slices for those who gemmed the 79 gemmed offer should already be in your inbox, which we show examples of in this video. The next major point is one that I think a lot of people are going to be interested in, and that is why we only got 300 pizza slices as opposed to some people getting like obviously the most extreme example, 66,000. They explained that this was both to compensate for the lost day of progression, which is why some of you guys were reset to 0 even after the first day. It was to make up for that, and as well as an apology for those who weren't able to utilize all their pizza slices on the very first day, those who might have been a little bit nervous that their account might be in jeopardy if they spent currencies that they didn't get on purpose. They then go on in explaining why it was only 300 pizza slices as opposed to anything more than that. They explain that it would jeopardize the economy of the event itself, whereas the upper limits of pizza slices that we should be able to get as an active player is around like 2,000 pizza slices, so anything more than that might jeopardize things. And they put the price point or the value of 2 pizza slices at roughly 1 gem. So to compensate for the 2,000 of what we should be able to get during this event as just an active player, they thought about 15% of that would be fair for a reimbursement, being 300. Now the next point is a very important one, at least a talking point in the future of this video here moving forward, and that is how many people were affected by it, which is an important data point in understanding how harmful it actually was, not just some of those loud posts of 66,000 as a reoccurring example. First important data point, 3.6% of all players managed to spend more than 300 pizza slices on the very first day of the event, and 0.4% of them spent more than 2,000 pizza slices. So it was a very loud amount of people that we saw for those examples. Another important point here is that on the very first day, the amount of pizza slices that someone could have been able to spend in total was around 2,000, a little bit above that. So those examples of anyone who had more than those pizza slices weren't even able to spend them. So once again, it was like a very loud example and kind of just added the fuel to the fire, right, of this dilemma. Hey, but all I gotta say, it could have been cool to get everyone 2,000 pizza slices, right? So we could afford everything in one shop offer, an example that you guys will see later on in this video. Next important point, why didn't we just deduct the pizza slices or items obtained by those who spent a lot on the very first day? First point is that a lot of players aren't on social media, so they wouldn't even be aware of the punishment, or they would feel like they did something wrong and wouldn't understand. They then go on in saying that the fairest option would have been able to remove all the collected like things that people got, but it is kind of out of the hands of the dev team. It's something that's really hard to do. It would take a very long time, they say, to remove all the things that are tailored to each account, right? So the most feasible option that they go with is, instead of focusing on players who spent extra pizza slices, we decided to give more to those who didn't get extra. But as they explained, they couldn't give a crap ton because of the high value of the pizza slice currency, being 2 pizza slices at a price point of 1 gem. We only got one more big point to go. How is this fair? It's not, and we won't pretend or justify that it is. However, due to the complexity of removing the collected items and the confusion that may be caused by deducting the pizza slices, we opted to compensate only the players who were not affected by the issue. When we make these calls, we do the best of what we can in the time that we have. This issue had time limit because it went on for more than 1 day. More offers would be guaranteed, and the difference in rewards would be greater greater. Based on the options and tools and the time that we had, this was the better option among all the others we discussed. Still, it is probably not the best due to the short time frame, but one that still rewards you and the players more than we initially planned for the event. And then we just have a recap here if you didn't want to read everything else. They then go on in saying that they apologize for everything that happened. Again, we are sorry for the rough start of the event, but hopefully you can get more content to our discussion about this issue. Still, people a little bit unsatisfied. The top comment, honestly, I'm still not satisfied. I really feel like any people who had more than they should and spent more than they should need to be awarded a negative pizza slice balance, and so on and so forth. And yeah, it just seems like a lot of people are a little bit unsatisfied. 20 days for 300 pizza slices, amazing compensation. Just put the pizza slices in the bag, bro. I don't know, man. But there's the update of the situation as we proceed into the overall sentiment inside the community. But yeah, it's safe to say things are in shambles over here, and you guys should let me know. Again, whenever we're talking about social medias for Brawl Stars and the overall community, like groupthink is very different when it comes to like maybe you guys who watch my videos or what I'm seeing over here on Reddit or over on Twitter. There seems to be like differing opinions when you take a look at the collective. So I'm just gonna try to be like a mediator. I'm right in the middle and I'm just kind of relaying what is happening out there inside the community. But taking a look at a post that I think popped up right when I opened up Reddit, and it was this one: 300? Seriously? Players spent thousands of pizza and we are getting 300. Maybe 3,000 should be more like it. Lame. That one got quite a bit of traction inside the community. It's already at 4K upvotes in 10 hours. We have this one: 300 pizza slices just doesn't solve the problem. 7K pizza slices bug glitch, 300 compensation. This is honestly what I feel the worst about, is posts like this: fix your game, Supercell. Those who spent pizza slices, those who saved for later. Just because I gave you guys that advice in yesterday's video to not spend it, because just based on previous examples where you could be punished with negative balances with currencies if you spend it, just kind of makes me feel bad that I gave you guys some bad advice, but it's again stuff that we just don't know. We got this post here: 300 pizza slices is not enough, Brawl Stars. It's just a small bug. They'll fix it. Okay, 300 pizza slices compensation seems low, but it's something. Wait, people got 7K, 10K, even 66K pizza slices for free. Meanwhile, people already cleared out the shop with their 66K slices. Where I'm at now, and you know, I've seen a lot of posts of people showing that they've gotten like 1,000 pizza slices, 2,000, stuff like that. But I would love to know, like, was it frequent? Did a lot of people have like 2,000 or 3,000 pizza slices at their disposal on the very first day? Because if it was a small population of people and we just saw those posts and took it as the norm, then I guess 300 pizza slices is kind of an okay compensation. I mean, if only like 1% of people were able to completely buy out the entire shop, it doesn't make a lot of sense to compensate the other 99% of players a ridiculous amount of pizza. Kind of important stuff that we need to know in order to like come to a good conclusion of how much pizza slices we should be compensated for, you know? But either way, yeah, it just feels weird seeing 300. That was like my first knee-jerk reaction when I saw 300 this morning, you know? It seemed low. I've been seeing this one as well, seeing that it's early, and like we said before, people who gem these pizza slices, you should be compensated if you haven't already when you're back to zero. I saw a lot of outcry and worry about that, where you purchase gems for pizza slices and they're now gone. That should be compensated like I was in the inbox. So if you're waiting on that, just wait patiently. Oh my gosh, we have people even deleting their account. Oh my goodness, I'm finally free. Oh no, man. I didn't even know that was a function that you could do that. Players who accidentally got many pizza slices, me and everyone else who didn't get the glitch. Yeah, it's sad, man. Dude, 2,000 is so many. I believe the number that Danny had said at the beginning of the actual event itself that made sense for like a casual player to be able to get in total for this whole event is like 3,000. So the fact that people had like, in extreme cases, 66,000 is crazy. Yeah, and just people kind of out of loop. Why did my pizzas go missing? Not everyone just is hovering on social media and stuff like that, so crazy. But to wrap up this video here today, I would like to go over a post that I think makes a lot of sense when it comes to like a compensation that I think the entire community would be okay with, you know? where people wouldn't be rioting in the streets. And that is with a grain of salt if there were a lot of people who had more than like 1,000 or 3,000 pizza slices at their disposal when the thing started, because we really don't have those numbers. We can't really look at it at the back end, why Supercell made that decision for 300 pizza slices. Maybe they have data that we don't have. But I kind of like this post, and this was an idea that was made before this community post was made about the compensation that we ended up getting. But we have this person here over on Twitter, Wisp O Wisp. I think this is pretty reasonable. Hear me out, Brawl Stars. This bug was super unfair. Like, people finished the event on the first day. The good thing is that the purchases were limited to what was on the first day in the shop. It's not like that person who had 66,000 pizza slices was able to purchase everything in the update, right? He was limited to what was in that shop on the very first day, which granted was a good amount of stuff, but it wasn't everything, right? Every single day we get more shop offers that pop up in the shop. So their proposal is to make up for it, why don't they reset everyone's pizzas that they got on the first day and have all the shop offers like pop up or reset for free? So maybe like 5 shop offers that pop up and we can collect all of that for free. And I would be fine with even less than this. I think this would honestly be a little bit too much at the end of the day. I think the overall player base would be really, really happy with a like middle ground to this post. I would say like 3 free shop offers pop up in the shop, maybe 1 confirmed free skin from the actual update here for like the cool skins that are coming out. I think that would be really, really cool and a reasonable middle ground for all of this. We don't need the entire shop or anything like that, but something a little bit more than 300 pizza slices, I think, depending on how many people were affected by the glitch and were able to get a bunch of stuff on the very first day. You know what I mean? That data really matters. But again, I felt like this was an interesting resolution that I think a lot of people could kind of get behind. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Brawl Stars wouldn't be Brawl Stars without crazy bugs and glitches when updates drop. Make sure to let me know what you guys are thinking. Like I said before, whenever it comes to stuff like this, it's hard to tell what the overall sentiment is. Sometimes I'll read Reddit and I see everyone's like ticked off and stuff like that, but then I'll read the comments of a video that I make and everyone's kind of like mild. So I always try not to like jump to conclusions just to kind of gauge the overall sentiment, but I would love to hear what you guys have to say that regularly watch my videos and might not be glued to social media and stuff like that. So let me know what you guys are thinking. I'd appreciate that. But as always, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you all. I'll keep you guys in the loop if anything else develops with this ongoing dilemma with the pizza slices, dude. We'll be talking soon. Adios, you guys. Take care.